Alright, timestamp. February 17th, 2026. It's 6:20-ish a.m. I've been up for about an hour. You know, fed the cats, walked the dogs, that kind of stuff. Made coffee. Doing some vanilla cream brulee. Doctor Who Roku. I don't know what to think anymore. Went to bed last night, 10:30, something like that. Rebos operation was on, because of course it was. It's like one of 4 episodes they keep playing over and over. Woke up in the middle of the night, you know, that whole bladder break thing, and Talons of Weng-Chiang was on, so I started to get hopeful. Woke up to Legopolis. Jinx. My God, man. Please stop moving the water bowl around. I don't know, so we're on a Tom Baker-a-thon, but it's not stuck on the same 4 episodes anymore. I don't know. I don't know. It's all very strange. Congested because it's morning, you know. A little anxious. Not sure. I still feel like I'm getting, you know, that phone call. I know that's always weighing on me, right? It is what it is. Still not AI. Seeing commercials though, which is really weird, which are saying things like presentations created by AI with like AI actors and whatnot. And sometimes you can tell, I can tell, and sometimes I can't. And it's really a little alarming, actually. You know, sometimes it looks like really good video game cutscene. You can kind of tell it's AI, and then sometimes it's like, oh, that mom and her little kid look like real people. That's a little scary. I was talking to a friend about it yesterday, actually, about embracing AI, not embracing AI. And I'm okay with the concept of AI. I mean, I grew up watching Star Trek, so the idea of having, you know, intelligent computers and whatnot, I grew up with that idea. I don't want an M5, mind you. I'd like something a little bit more reasonable. My main concern here is I was listening to Into the Woods the other day. I love that musical. And I think it's a line from The Witch. Yeah, because it's in Children Will Listen. And the line is, witches are like children. And it got me thinking about that idea. Is my brain. The idea that children are listening no matter what you do, and they'll become what you teach them, kind of thing. AIs are like children, and with the amount of, and a lot of times it's willful misinformation. It's not just accidental oopsie. It's, you know, alternative facts. Which, you can have opinions, but alternative facts is fiction. You know what I mean? There are vantage points and perspectives, but facts are facts. There's no alternative facts. That's called spin. That's good. I'm not worried about AI exactly. It's some of the foster parents that have me concerned. If we had more responsible actors, I think is what they like to. I'm a responsible actor and writer, occasionally singer, you know. Yeah. Just saying. I'm a little worried about who's raising the children at this point. So from a timestampy obituary standpoint, Robert Duvall passed yesterday. Was in his 90s, as would expect. Legendary Hollywood actor. Jesse Jackson, apparently. And it's funny because I was just thinking about him like 2 days ago, too. I had seen Reverend Sharpton on he was part of a panel on a news broadcast thing, and Jesse Jackson flashed into my head, that whole idea of, yeah, I mean, you, once upon a time, whatever happened to him? Is he still around? No. He was, I guess, in his 80s. He was a big, I won't say huge, but he definitely had a political impact once upon a time. I haven't really seen him in the limelight in a decade plus, which is part of why I was like, he flashed into my head, and my thought of, did he pass and I just didn't hear about it? Or, because I haven't heard anything from him, and with some of the things that are going on currently, his voice would normally be one of the ones out there saying something. I didn't always agree with him, but there were some rather obvious things that he probably would have to say right now. Which brings me to another political thing that I just heard, and this made me happy. I guess in Philadelphia, the first, not really first White House, but the first presidential house, which is where Washington lived and Adams lived before the White House was actually built, because Philadelphia was actually the first capital of the U.S., technically. I think before D.C. was really set up, as it were. Everything was happening in Philadelphia. That's why the Liberty Bell's there, Independence Hall. That's where a lot of stuff happened. And I didn't even know this, but I guess the orange guy had removed, because they've turned the area into like a little open-air museum kind of thing, which is cool. But the orange guy had removed references to slavery, because Washington was a slave owner. Adams wasn't, but Washington was. I have heard that he was a kind slave owner. How do you quantify that? But I mean, there were harsh masters, but you still can't erase the fact that Washington owned people. But I guess the orange guy had removed those references from the historical site to make it look, pretty and happier, and, erase the fact that we did some pretty bad things early on. And the city of Philadelphia basically sued, and they won. So the references have to be put back. That has to be restored as it was, which is great. We can't learn from our past if we forget it. And we can't spin this and go, it was okay, it was good for everybody. No, 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 no. Employing people and owning people are two separate things. It got me thinking. It's like a litmus test. Think back on the past, like 5, 6, 7 presidents. Which ones of them, if slavery were still legal, which ones of them do you think would still be slave owners? There's a couple that are pretty obvious to me. You know what I mean? There's a couple that I'm like, you don't own slaves. There are a couple that I'm like, and there are a couple that nope. Like I can't picture Biden or Obama being slave owners. I can't picture that at all. Nope, I sure can't. Clinton? He's one I'm really on the fence with. Just because, just from a rating standpoint, he's a good old Midwestern boy. You know what I mean? Would he have been the kind master, or would he have been, an abolitionist? Nixon? Do we really have to talk about this? Nixon's the reason that marijuana is as illegal as it is. History lesson for you. He's the reason that it's on all of those lists. Because he was determined, because he saw that black people were smoking a lot of, they were good friends with Mary Jane. And he was desperate to get them out of the voting pool. And there are some that say that he's also a reason that black men seem to be disproportionately sent to Vietnam. Nixon didn't like black people. He did not like black people. So that one's like a cosmic no-brainer of, yeah, he would have, and he might not have been a nice master. But yeah, no, I just had that. I've read some historical fiction, like sci-fi books over the years, like Guns of the South. The idea of the concept there is, and I think they borrowed that idea for a segment in Time Cop, the Jean-Claude Van Damme film. The idea of time traveler basically takes pew-pews that should not be technologically there into the 1860s and gives them to the South so that the Confederacy wins. And completely flips the United States, around. Because you can imagine Confederate troops with Gatlings and whatnot, M16, M60s, that kind of thing. Yeah, it might have been a turning point against the Union in that respect. So it's kind of, again, it's a historical fiction, sci-fi kind of book where they take beginning of Civil War and then turn it on its head by introducing technology that changes the course of it. So I think about these things. I'm not well. Yeah. That whole, what if that continued, current presidents going back, where would they have been? I can't imagine Biden being a slave owner. A good Catholic boy like that, I could not imagine that. Clinton might have had, some from his family, the Bushes. Maybe just a couple of house servants, but yeah. The current guy? Oh, God. Do we have to? Do we have to? And they'd have his name in gold ink across their foreheads. You'd know. That's one of his. I don't even think they'd have to be black, honestly. He'll own anybody. That's fine. He's fine with that. The places my brain goes, right? I'm still confused about mail delivery yesterday because I guess it was President's Day. I don't get out much. Yeah, I think it was President's Day. Yeah. But I did get a package from USPS, which, again, I didn't think there was mail delivery. And I kept getting notifications that there was something out for delivery, but it was actually a bunch of little things that I ordered from the same vendor, but it never showed up. So I think that was going to go in regular delivery, and some kind of package delivery service was still functioning. I don't know. This should be that Scooby-Doo Imaginext bundle. And it is. Old Navy bag. Did I get a new Navy bag or just an old Navy bag? I think it's got an old Navy bag. Okay. Oh. Ghost. This is one of the most boring Scooby-Doo figures that they came out with. It's a static, it's a shell too. You can hear the hollow, right? But I already have one or two of this. I'm probably just going to resell that. It's still strangely a hard one to get a hold of. Like on eBay, you don't see these listed as much as like some of the other ones, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Phantom Racer. You see them everywhere. These guys are a little bit more elusive. I don't know. I think I have two, so I'm probably going to wind up. That's going to be in a lot for resale. Which, you know, that's fine. Ooh, I have a Janus under me. Okay, pal. I won't move my feet around you. Looks like a... This has got Fred all over it. Okay, so that controls the pivot of the harpoon gun thingy up the front. And it looks like Bruce was here. That's cool. What do you be? Right. a cage thingy. It's like a ice cage kind of thing. Spring loaded. Interesting. Not totally sure what some of these go to exactly. It came with some Imaginext figures. I think I paid $15 total. It was like either $10 plus $5 shipping or $5 plus $10 shipping. And it was one of those ones that I bid on expecting to not get it. And when I came back later, no one had actually bid against me and I got it. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. Because that probably should have been more. So it came with almost just threw Velma at Janus. Velma action there. One of the things that I was really excited about getting is this particular Imaginext Scooby. Just because it's kind of great. In a little like diving suit kind of thing. I have yet to see doggy diving suits on the market. That I haven't seen. Doesn't have his disguise, but you know, the mask, I guess. It's kind of weird calling it a mask though. It covers the whole head. Because I'm used to, you know, mask just being on the front. But I think he's supposed to be the Abominable Snowman one. I want to say, because with the Imaginext stuff, they usually come in like 2-figure sets. I want to say that because she's dressed for like snow, I think these two are there in the one set. And maybe Scooby with the, because he's definitely, that might be supposed to be the Beast of Bottomless Lake. So it's possible that those two normally go together. Because I mean, this is kind of a hodgepodge, you know, set. Because that's not Imaginext. I don't remember what figure that comes with, but that comes with like the 4-inch or the 5.5-inch. And you are clearly Imaginext. I don't know what you're from. 2018 Hanna-Barbera. So it very likely is a Scooby-Doo Imaginext vehicle. And it's got, on purpose, it's got like little gashes and stuff in it. Plus that. And it doesn't look like anything slides in place. You know, like something fits in there and then you can break it away, or a trap door or something like that. It looks like it's actually molded that way on purpose. Wondering if this is part of like a Redbeard playset or something. You can see it's actually got, that's factory done, that's not anybody modding it or damaging it. Some more on the back there. Yeah, it's even got like a patchwork seal that was made. Don't know, this would be definitely a Google Lens thing. Wind up the harpoon. But yeah, I was tickled that I got this without like any kind of real fight. Because honestly, this guy alone can sometimes run like $15, which I wouldn't do that personally. He'll go with a lot, with like 3 other characters, and I'll probably sell the 4 for like 20, because I typically sell like groups of 4 figures with the Scooby-Doos. But yeah, between just the 4 Imaginext figures that are here, the Scooby in the suit, the Velma, the Yeti, and I think it's supposed to be the Beast of Bottomless Lake. Very creature from the Black Lagoon looking kind of thing going on. Old school Silurian, Doctor Who. Maybe you go here. Maybe he goes where that's at. That would make sense, right? Because it's supposed to look like ice. Don't know. Then the thing would extend through the hole in the top, maybe. I don't know. That's Adventures in Google Lens right there. But yeah, 15 total. Okay, cool. Again, I'll put the Ghost in with a lot, and that'll probably help boost more guarantee the sale of a set of 4. You know, I've got like another bad guy and like a Shaggy and a Velma. You know what I mean? And I'll make a collector's looking for it cool. If a little kid's looking for a cool set of figures to play with, cool, you know. But the Velma I'm keeping for sure. Probably going to keep the Beast. Definitely keeping the Scooby. That's just fantastic, man. That's just cool. That's just cool. I might resell the Yeti guy. And the Ice Cube. I'm going to find out if they're supposed to be together, because if they are, I might sell them together. But yeah, he's complete-ish, whatnot. I'll probably keep him. Plus I have kind of a Baby Beast collection going on right now. Very amusement park mascot, because you can see his eyes and face basically through the mouth hole. You can do photo shoots, and you can sign your autograph book, and yeah. So today I got a full list. When don't I have a full list, right? That was cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with the boat yet, but it's pretty neat. Gives me some diorama possibilities. It's fun. I'm supposed to be talking to the lady at the financial place for my parents. Their portfolio. Much better. Which is good, because we still got to get a couple things ironed out regarding my mom's part of the estate and all that. It's a thing. Did the 2 things of chicken yesterday. Need to boil the drumsticks that I've got. I'm going to be making like a nice thick, like a cream mushroom with chicken, veg kind of thing for over rice. Should be pretty good. And I got a whole bunch of sausages and hot dogs in there I want to fry up, so that I've got ready-made, like, you know, dogs and brats. Because we're continuing on pushing forward, and it's nice to be able to go, hey, I'd like some food, and, you know, 1 minute later in the microwave, and you've got a really good grilled hot dog with whatever on it you want. That's cool. And I get the good stuff. So. While I'm not talking to, I think I was calling her Amy, regarding the financial stuff, I'm going to be plugging away at the garage some more. Pix is supposed to be coming over, I think. I know yesterday she was hurting pretty good, just like I was, interestingly enough. She had been lugging boxes around and tweaked her back, and she texted me and was like, I'm in Ouchland right now. I was like, yeah, me too. I woke up today again, my back was really, wasn't at the 6 that I was yesterday, but I was at a 5. And I went to the restroom, and the counter in there is nice and sturdy, which is cool, because I can like kind of lean on it and try and pop, and I got 2 really deep, which has brought me back down to a 4, which is great, but I prefer to be at a 2. I mean, full disclosure, I prefer to be at a 0, but I haven't been at a 0 since 2010 when this happened, so, you know, is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. And it's so funny, because people are like, so you would say that you're at a 1 or a 2 pretty much at all times? Like, you don't show it. Well, I have a high pain threshold, and I've gotten used to it. So my 2 has become the new 0. Kind of like orange is the new black. Yeah, 2 is my new 0, because that's the new bottom of the scale. Isn't that great? It's just reality. It's not even me, like bitching. That's just reality for me. They make them off as bitching, but it's making conversation. But yeah, I'm at a 4 or 5 right now, which I would prefer to not be. Nice deep throb in the lower back, mostly on the left side, but also central. Kind of that, lower quarter. If you spread your hand out and do that, basically that big. Just kind of a dull throb. I don't care for it. It may go. But yeah, I did the barbecue chicken last night with potatoes and onions, and I did the orange chicken with sweet potatoes and green peppers. And I did sample both. They're fine. And actually, Tiny came back for seconds on the barbecue. It was like, that was really good. Go for it. I made a big old thing, go for it. And there's still some in there for Alex, who I think slept through. And I've got some that I've got to package up so that my girl can take them home. So I'm trying to make sure she's got ready protein and a baked drumstick or 2 that was marinated in a good orange sauce with ginger, with some sweet potato and green pepper that had the same thing going on, little ginger and nutmeg on top of that, with the orange sauce, and yummy. Simple too, but yummy. Got that one line from Next to Normal in my head. The whole verse has been playing in my head like all week. Another day, just another day. It's like the opening song, one of the opening songs, and it's basically kind of gets you up to speed with all 4 characters. You kind of get a clue as to who they are and all that. And Dan, the dad, because the family's got some problems. Mom has some psychological issues, and there are things that are happening on stage that the play is lying to the audience as far as what is reality and what isn't. I'll leave it like that. Because there's mental illness. But Dan is getting ready for work, and he says he's living on a latte and a prayer. And it's like, yeah, you try your best to keep this house together, a house you built with. Oh, anyway, try to keep the cup from tipping. It's a show I'd like to do. I'll learn the lyrics if I get to do it. But Brian Darcy James, I keep hearing his. There have been a few people that have done the role, like on Broadway, off Broadway, and I know I've listened to several different versions. But yeah, the living on a latte and a prayer. Every now and then that lyric pops into my head. Because that's been the past 3 years, you know. But I've got good latte. And Looney Tunes mugs. Because that's one of the ways I keep the cup from tipping. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. But health check wise, I feel okay. Congested. My nose is runny. Got some in the throat, back of the sinus cavity. I can feel a little congestion there. It's 51 degrees outside right now, so that's, I'm sure, lending to it. It's not 31 degrees, but it's 51. Overall health check. My back is annoyed. Breathing seems okay. Little chest tightness, but I think that's more anxiety. Exactly. I think that's more anxiety. I think it's more nerves. Just because my dad, you too, huh? You guys you're observing, you got it. Really feel like I'm getting one of those phone calls in the near future. And I can't stop it. You know what I mean? So. That's Jinx. He has moved the water bowl across the floor and is basically resting with his chin. I mean, you could see it. His philia for water is really strange. I mean, I had a Merlin, my orange cat, who I still miss. I love that cat so much. He would occasionally get in the shower with me. He would always make sure he got behind me so that the water wasn't directly on him. But he would walk around in the shower while there was, water, and he was okay with that. And his favorite place to sleep was curled up in the bathroom sink. Just loved it. Form-fitting, Never seen anything like this guy. If you're pouring water, he insists on trying to drink as it's pouring. We'll move the water bowl around. I think sometimes he's doing the hey, my glass is nearly empty thing that obnoxious patrons at a restaurant can do. And I think sometimes it's because he wants the water moving to drink it. Like he likes oscillating water. Weirdest damn thing, though. It's like obsessed with water. Anyway, that was. Tell me your thoughts. Should I get him therapy? I don't know. Not hydrotherapy, obviously. Or would that be hydrotherapy? A thought question. Anyway. Right? All right. Despite the mess they might leave for you, hug your parents, hug your kids, and make it a great day.